Here it is. About a week ago, on May 15th, 2025, some scientists announced that they had had the first successful trial of an in vivo gene therapy. Now, to put that in layman's terms, basically that means that they were able to correct the genes of an individual within their body. In this case, it was a liver. A child was born with a very rare condition called CPS1 deficiency. This condition basically ruins your body's ability to fully process protein. In the normal process of processing protein, at one point ammonia is a byproduct. Now, the body has natural ways to get rid of it, but people born with this condition are unable to process ammonia naturally. CPS1 deficiency leads to an excess buildup of ammonia in your bloodstream. They have to stick to a strict diet, take dietary supplements, and take medications able to control their body's ammonia levels. Now, best case scenario, they're able to live a relatively normal life and they just have to adhere to their dietary restrictions and make sure they're taking their supplements and medications. In the worst case scenario, if it's not caught soon enough, it can be fatal. Now, even in someone who is managing this condition, there can still be flare ups that can cause significant liver or brain damage, or in extreme cases, even death. So, needless to say, this is a pretty serious condition. Now, there have been successful cases of treating this condition with a liver transplant, but in a newborn baby, that's not really an option. Not only is it very hard to come by a baby liver, but it's also a very, very risky operation for a baby who's already sick and their health isn't in stable condition. So at this point, liver transplant wasn't really an option. Thankfully, some doctors came along with a very, very new approach. Basically, what they wanted to do was develop a custom gene therapy specifically to treat this baby's liver. Now, in this case, what it would do is essentially reprogram the cells so that way they can create the proper enzyme so that way their body can process protein the correct way and get rid of the ammonia. Now, I'm sure the parents were a little bit hesitant at first. This is a brand new and untested technique. The alternative is that their child would have to live with this condition the rest of their life, or potentially live a much shorter life. So they agreed to it and let the scientists do their work. It took several months for the first dose to be ready to actually administer to the infant. So by the time the first dose was administered, the infant was about 6 months old. Up until this point, the condition had been monitored, like I said earlier, with a combination of diet, dietary supplements, and medication. Once they had administered the first dosage, there was almost immediate improvement. Within a few days, they were able to reduce the dosage of medicines to about half of what they were giving this child. There's a lot more testing that needs to take place. This was only one trial, and it's the very first time that it was tried. But showing positive results that early on is very significant. What does this mean for the future of medicine? Well, this could mean a lot of things. Like I said, this is the first time that someone has successfully done in vivo gene therapy, basically meaning modifying the genes that are already within a living person. As we continue to develop this technique, we'll know more about what it actually means and what kind of things that we can cure with it. But this does have the potential to cure diseases that we previously thought were completely uncurable, because this actually goes in and rewrites the DNA. So things that are caused by a malfunctioning cell due to damaged or bad DNA, now we can just go in, fix the DNA of that cell, and that cell will start functioning properly. Now, this was only the first dose, and they do plan on giving the baby higher dosages later on, but this was a very small dose just to make sure that it worked and that it was safe. So they do still need to monitor this baby for a while and repeat this on more people before they actually declare it a safe and effective treatment. But these early signs are really promising. This is something that we could potentially use to treat genetic conditions that before now have been considered completely incurable. Now we can go in and correct that DNA to correct the functionality of that cell. Treatments like these could potentially be further developed into things that can help treat genetic condition that is seen as incurable. So there are a lot of really big implications as far as what we could potentially use this for and what the future of medicine is going to look like. But either way, this is a really, really huge step in the right direction. Anyway, that's it for today. I know it's kind of a shorter video, but I just wanted to make a quick video about this because I thought it was really interesting, and I think that it's a uh, very big step for science. So, anyway, if you liked this video and thought it was interesting, make sure that you like and subscribe. That really, really helps me out. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, so hit that bell icon to make sure that you know when a new video is live. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Okay, bye.